Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I've been working on that Doug video. I don't know. I've never edited stuff before. I still might just have to play it. I had trouble finding it in my files. Windows had done an update and my apps weren't opening, like my video editor and my files. At first, I couldn't even find Doug's video. I spent a long time, I don't know how long, off and on. And then I restarted my computer. I even tried to get help, and none of the links for troubleshooting or any of that was working. And I was thinking about a system recovery, but finally, when I restarted it, then things started working again. And I went back in and I easily found Doug's video. Before I had to go like deep into my system. It wasn't, it said my folders were empty and I was going crazy. So, besides my usual work around here today, that's what I've been doing. And probably it was just a matter of, I think I didn't shut my system down the right way last night. Um, it was on and I thought I had shut it off, and then I um, cold stopped it, if you know, dead stopped, which isn't the best thing to do. And I probably should have just left it on, and that might have been part of my problem. I brought it on myself, but anyway. So I hope you're all doing good. I am. I'm having a pretty good day, especially since I figured out nothing's actually wrong and everything's working okay. As far as I can tell, it is right now. So I don't know if you've ever done things like that, but oh, you know, everybody's got cheers. Everybody's got their pros and cons, right? Or maybe X-nay on the con part. I'm not big on con people. you know. Anyway, and I forgot what that's short for anyway. Well, so yeah, I'm pretty happy today. Just had a good night last night. Ate some good food that I don't know, it didn't seem to hurt me as bad as I had two different kinds of nuts. I had some almonds and some cashews, and then I had some Cheez Its and a meatloaf sandwich. So and I felt pretty good. So anyway, I'm gonna have more Cheez Its tonight too. I do love crackers. I'm a kind of a cracker type person, or like munchies if they aren't too terrible for us. But at least Cheez Its really have real cheese in there. At least if you read it, it's got whey powdered protein and different things, but it's somewhat real, kind of. So I like pretzels too, and Cheez Its are sort of like smooshed up pretzels with cheese in there. In fact, that would be a good idea for a pretzel, a hard pretzel, to make it a Cheez It pretzel. That would be probably really good because I like pretzel rods or any kind of pretzel, but with cream cheese on it. It's good with peanut butter too, but cream cheese is really good on pretzels. I've tried it on soft pretzels, but it's better on hard ones, I think. But I never really met a pretzel I didn't like. In fact, one time, my stepdaughter was eating some, what were they? Mustard flavored pretzels. And I didn't think I'd like them, but I did. And I have dunked pretzels in mustard before. It's good. So one time when I was working, that's all I had was mustard and ketchup in the fridge and some pretzels. So I mixed them both together and it wasn't too bad. I think I was about maybe 17. But ever since then, I've liked mustard on pretzels, but I just didn't think I'd like it in the pretzel like that. The only ones I'm not too fond of here, I'm just talking about pretzels, are the buttered flavored ones. They're kind of gross. But yeah. So let's see. I was going to read you part of our Constitution. Let me look for that on my Facebook really quick. I'm not ignoring you. I'm going to look for that. About our borders. And I ran across it yesterday when I was looking up internet information on digital internet constitutional laws that they want to implement, and it should be worded different if it were just for uh, internet. It shouldn't say anything about the Constitution on there or human rights. I mean, yeah, rights on the internet or human rights on the internet, but I went to the World Economic Forum's page and put their information on my Facebook about a new Declaration of Human Rights could from the basis form the basis of a new human-centered approach to global governance. So that's over there for that information. And I found another man. Um, I think I told you. Oh, maybe not. Called Frank's Speech, and he's talking about digital money, digital constitution of human rights, and other global list agenda items. So that's on there too. But let me find this. Okay, let's see. Article 6, Section 4 of our Constitution requires our government to protect and defend our borders. If a government does not, the Constitution, by virtue of the named part herein, authorities free citizens to defend themselves and their state in place of a treasonous government. Note, in not defending our borders, our government gives aid and comfort to hostile foreign invasion. This, under Article 3, Section 3 of our Constitution, is properly labeled treason. How about that? Yeah, I found many treasonous things they do. They're not even supposed to be attorneys, you know, that type of thing. And that's in the 13th Amendment, I do believe. So it's all in the wording and how they use it and try and twist it. But what I just read you is perfectly clear. So, and that was uploaded by Darlene Havens on Facebook. So, well, I mean, it can't be disputed no matter who wrote it, but yeah. I mean, not wrote it, but who posted it. We know our founding fathers wrote it, you know. But yeah, I ran across that yesterday and I thought, yeah, how many times do we have to say our government is treasonous till people actually do something about it then, you know? I mean, do they expect what? Women and children or people that are, do you expect the government to um, govern itself because it's treasonous and it's not doing that? You know, I don't know. I'm trying, I'm talking about it. I guess I don't know if talk is what's going to work with these people. I mean, what if a bunch of regular people like me and other people just walk into the Congress and say, you're treasonous and we put you under citizen's arrest, you know, with under these grounds, you know. Shouldn't need, in order to arrest a congressperson not doing their job or a state senator or a state legislator of any type, you shouldn't need um, a warrant or firearms to detain them to and charge them to be brought before a tribunal, you know. I mean, how many independent attorneys out there that actually know how the law works would implement such a thing on behalf of the people? Anybody gonna do something like that? I mean, I've already started a petition about it. If other people would too, maybe we can make this clear to these people that we want you to defend our constitutional rights, not rewrite human rights to benefit themselves. That's the trouble with trusting in figures of so-called authority. You know, it's like having a bad parent. Um, at first, you really don't know that's a bad parent because you have nothing to weigh it by. You know, but the more you look at governments, you have something to kind of judge it by. It's like, for instance, in Africa, there was one of their kings over there, or president of the people. I can't remember exactly which state it was in that country, what area, but he refused to go along with all these forcing his people to take a magic potion that wasn't proven safe. Good for him, you know. That's somebody that's using their instinct and their logic for their people, you know, that he wouldn't want the 7 billion people that have died, you know, or was it million? Anyway, excuse if I'm not trying to give out misinformation, you know, it's been a long day. So, yeah, that was a cool flame. Yeah. Or maybe not so cool if you don't like flames. I don't like them like if they're like touching me or anything, you know, but yeah, I had my house burned down. Well, actually, my ex said he burnt it down. He was trying to kill me and his kid, but yeah, my house burned down in the middle of the night. So, yeah, I laugh now. I was freaked. I really was freaked out. I had just got through remodeling it, putting every penny into it that I could afford. It's, I could look out at the lake every morning, have my coffee, and Yeah, I loved it. Actually, um, well, I worked at resorts and farms around there too, doing things, but I would fillet fish and I sold minnows and all kinds of things to make a living. But yeah, that was nice. Had my own place, so I pretty much. But the years that I could take care of myself like that, um, and for like my cigarettes and baby diapers and everything, I collected cans and aluminum. I'd go in the ditches with my wagon in a box and smash them and take them in once a month or every 2 weeks or whatever. Plus selling my fish fillets and all that. So, yeah, it was a nice life, actually. So, if you can make your living off the water where you live, that's pretty amazing, you know? So, I miss it. I'm allergic to fish, but I didn't know that back then, and I ate a lot of it in my life, you know? And I used to love, love, love to fish. I would have rather been fishing than anything else. Um, just for the, I wouldn't even smoke cigarettes. I just sit there. I like lake fishing where you can watch the bobber, and I just sit there and watch that bobber. Even if nothing was biting, it was just tranquil, you know. Just hear the you like loons or different water birds that were around, you know. And yeah, kids laughing or screaming out on the lake and, you know, stuff like that. I do miss that, you know. No, not the kids so much laughing and screaming. I just the whole thing, you know. But it is funny because the sound travels across the lake. Just like in wintertime, sounds are muffled because of the snow, so the wide open, the water carries voices, you know, like that, louder. You could be like on the other side of a couple-mile lake and hear people talking and laughing or whatever, you know, like a 50-acre lake or 80 or bigger, but yeah. So this time of year on the lake, there's a thing that happens in Minnesota, and the lakes sing. The cold water, um, let me see now, the hot water and the cold water exchange in the lake, and the movement of the lake itself after the ice is off there when the sun's beating down. We You never know the day, but the ring around the lake, especially like on a rounder lake, and you can hear it makes just like an echo, the movement of the water exchanging like that, and the lakes literally sing. It's a cool thing to hear the movement, you know. So that's now I'm not sure if that happens on very large bodies of water. I'll have to look into that. Like Lake Superior, for instance. I'm not sure. I know there's singing sands on Lake Michigan. I think it is. I did this, you can just go like this and it goes woo, 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 and the whole beach just sings, you know. And when the waves come up, if they're different timing and stuff, the ripples make it's the certain kind of sand on that beach. And I was reading about it here a few years ago, that there's like several places in the world that have singing sands. So kind of cool. So I want to take Doug too if he ever wants to, but I don't know that I don't know if I want to get in a car with him. I don't know. I did want to take Doug to the Apostle Islands on Lake Superior, but and whatever. So yeah. Well, I don't know. Like I say, not a whole lot going on. I really was frustrated with all my files were missing. I was freaked out. It's like this freaking update ate everything, but it wasn't the update, I don't think. Now, so anyway, yeah. Let's see what else is going on. There's last year there was a movie on Netflix called White Noise, and in that movie there was a train derailment, and it was filmed in East Palestine with the same scenarios. And now people that live there are saying that they're slowly dying and nobody's helping them. So there's something strange going on with this whole thing. And I wonder what was spilled, if anything was spilled. Um, I don't know. It's all so strange. Something new I noticed too on their sign going into town. Dabo 77, whatever, Dabo, that channel, um, showed that there was a Masonic Lodge sign there, which is really typical. But what was not so typical was seeing the upside down pentagram that the Eastern Star women have there. And it didn't say that they had their chapter in that lodge. It just had the upside down pentagram with the different uh, elements of the earth and the center of it, which is like their organization surrounded by these elements. And that some of them praise like Isis, some of them believe in Christ, and some of them believe in the Baphomet. But then, on the other hand, some of them want one entity dead or the other, but they all are working together no matter what their beliefs are, just like the people in the lodge. Not all of them are satanic, although ultimately that is the goal of the lodge. But when they're going through their ranks, even though they're like the higher ups are aware that the lower ones don't know what they're doing, they're still going to keep their hold on them and the money they pay for their dues in that situation. So a lot of people think that, oh, they're just Luciferians or whatever, but that may not be the case. Just saying, you know. Ultimately, like I say, that is their goal. But typically, although the Eastern Star and the Masons work together, the Masons don't give one flying about the women in the Eastern Star. They just use them, and them let them use them because that's how stupid they are. And that's a real thing. That part, that's real. So, and I have a lot of animosity for those women, as you can tell, knowing them personally, being raised around them personally. So I know what that's all about. And they're all a bunch of narcissists that will use anybody for any reason, even each other. They're nasty to each other. If you've ever been in a room full of Masons or Eastern Star or any of those affiliated groups, you would be thoroughly repulsed. These tried to read my mind and tried to manipulate me and finagle me and whatever. Um, but what really pissed them off was my manners and my charm in a social setting that I outdid them in. And I was a ragamuffin, a bastard, and an adoptee. I pissed them off, that's for real. And they've hated me all my life. So, but the feeling is mutual. So that's one good thing. If there's any of them listening to me, no, I don't like you either. So we got that in common. So I don't get into people that use other people at all. It's just not something I'll ever get used to, you know? Yeah. Boy, what a bunch of weirdos, really. People. Ugh, they actually believe they have their own magic. Magic, magic. Wizards and warlocks, and what a bunch of freaks. Spell casting. It's so sickening. Can you imagine? I can't, but can you imagine Satan whispering in your ear for you to do something and you just do it? Or he'll even tell you like a day ahead of time and you can hear their little brains planning that shit on you, you know? Yeah. Because God's one step ahead and he tells his people, oh, yeah, ahead of time to prepare you. Yeah. I really couldn't I don't have to worry about doing what God tells me to do because I have his heart. I just do it anyway. So I don't have anybody telling me what to do, you know? But they do. And I couldn't go along with that. It's like I don't make bargains with the devil. I don't make bargains with anybody, not even God. I mean, I would if he asked me, but I don't have to, you know, because in that way, I know I'm always okay, you know. Oh, I have Doug on video the other day when he interrupted me. He was saying in the background, he's like, about the plasma that they're trying to get out of us, you know, like our energy, and that's what they want. And I'm like, I don't know about that. And I kind of put my hand up for him to go, you know, it's like, um, they can't capture that or something like that. I said to him, you know, but he is in the background. That's the type of crap he'll yap at me all the time. Like if I were to get mad, he would say, that's what they want is you mad and your energy. I said, well, isn't that too fucking bad? They're not gonna get it, you know? So it's just the games they play and the shit they say, you know, all the time. If you heard the stuff, you wouldn't even believe it. You would be like, Did you just really say that? You know, yeah, I really enjoy scaring people I love. Like, I can imagine telling my granddaughters, yeah, they just want your plasma. They're trying to take your life force, you know. Well, if anybody ever tells you that, tell them to go kick rocks because it's not possible, you know. Oh, one thing I was going to say about narcissists, don't ever forget if you're with one and you found out later, but you really didn't know what narcissists were or how they work for the dark ball, whether they're in an organization or not. Um, you didn't know, don't blame yourself because people that aren't like that don't realize that there are people out there that could be so dark and dank, like sticky bud, but it's not good, you know. So, all right, everybody, thank you for joining me. I love you very much. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.